Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gods, Monsters, and Drama. I am Ruby, and I'm so excited that you're here. This is actually very first episode of this podcast, and I thought we'll keep things simple and start with a proper introduction. So, who am I? What is this podcast? And why I'm voluntarily spending my free time talking about Greek mythology? It's very simple answer actually. It's because I love it. And I always found Greek mythology fascinating. It has everything: gods, monsters, heroes, betrayals, curses, and impossible quests, and dramatic love stories, and I don't even know, family arguments that make modern reality TV look completely normal. And if you're anything like me, you probably had the Percy Jackson phase at some point in your life. Or maybe you're still in your Percy Jackson phase. Listen, no judgment here. I reread those books God knows how many times. So, whatever you are, a mythology fan, or a book lover, or just someone who enjoys listening to stories, welcome. The goal of this podcast is pretty simple. I want to explore Greek mythology in fun and relaxed way. So, no complicated lectures, no homework, just interesting stories, fascinating characters, and a lot of chaos. When I tell you, there is a lot of chaos. Anyway, trust me, the ancient Greeks were incredible, creative when it came to explaining the world around them. So, before we dive into gods, monsters, and dramatic family views, let's answer a simple question. What actually is a Greek mythology? Greek mythology is a collection of stories that were told in ancient Greece thousands of years ago. These stories help people understand the world around them before modern science existed. So people wanted answers, and they they were wondering how those storms happen, why do seasons change, I don't know, what happened after death, and where did the world come from. Today we have science to explain many of those things, but thousands of years ago people turned to myths, and honestly their explanations were far more interesting and entertaining than we have today. So, Greek mythology isn't just one story, it's hundreds of stories connected together. Some are about powerful gods ruling the world, some follow heroes on impossible adventures, some tell tragic love stories. Yeah, and there you have a lot of those. One of the reasons Greek mythology has survived for so long is because these stories continue to inspire modern books, movies, TV shows, and video games. If you heard of Medusa, the Minotaur, the Trojan War, or just ever read the Percy Jackson, you already encountered Greek mythology. This story is over 2,000 years old, and people are still talking about them today. That's pretty incredible. Now, if we're going to explore Greek mythology together, we should probably start the beginning. And when I say beginning, I mean the very beginning. Before the gods, before the Mount Olympus, before Zeus, before literally everything. According to Greek mythology, the universe began with the chaos. Now, the chaos wasn't exactly a god and wasn't the chaos in modern sense of the world either. It was more like an empty void. Picture this: no earth, no sky, no oceans, no people, nothing, just endless emptiness. Then, poof, came Gaia, the earth itself. So, I don't really know how she came to be. Where did she spawn into? I don't know, but she's like, hello everybody, I'm here. So Gaia became one of the most important figures in Greek mythology because from her came many of those beings that would shape the world, well, the universe, including Uranus, the sky, which would make them probably siblings. But trust me, in ancient Greece, well, to be specific, in Greek mythology, they really didn't care if they're siblings, okay? They were like, we're gonna have a woohoo, and that's it. Together, the Gaia and Uranus would become the parents of Titans. And trust me, the Titans are where the things start getting very interesting. Actually, the interesting might be the polite version. Let's just say this family had issues, a lot of goddamn issues. And we'll be talking all about them in the next episode. But before we finish today's episode, I should probably tell you when to expect the new episodes. New episodes of Gods, Monsters, and Drama will be released every Sunday, so if you'd like to follow this journey through Greek mythology with me, make sure to follow this podcast and come back next week. We're going all the way from the creation of the universe to gods, monsters, heroes, and some of the most famous stories ever told. Thank you so much for listening to very first episode of Gods, Monsters, and Drama. I am Ruby, and I'll see you next Sunday for more gods, monsters, and drama. Bye, everyone.